Here we want to use the rules of exponents to evaluate y to the 11/3 over y to the 5th to the 1/3. You may not have the rules of exponents completely internalized yet, but if you don't, I highly recommend getting there because these are super useful to just have memorized. You don't have to go looking them up every time, and certainly you won't be able to look them up on an exam or something like that. So let's bring in the rules of exponents just for reference. So looking at this example, we have y to the 5th to the 1/3. So I'm going to use this rule of exponents here because when we have an exponent raised to another exponent, we multiply them. That gives us, well, the top stays the same, y to the 11/3, and on the bottom we now have y to the 5/3. All right. Next I will use this rule right here that tells us when we have an exponent on the top and an exponent on the bottom, we subtract them. So here we have y to the 11/3 minus 5/3, which gives y to the 6/3, or y squared. There we go. Let's try the second one. Here we have m squared n, quantity to the 1/4 power, all over m to the negative 1/2 n to the 5/8. And really there's a lot of different ways you could go here, and as long as you follow these rules of exponents, they'll all give you the same correct answer. So just because you wouldn't do it exactly the way I would do it, doesn't mean your way is wrong for most cases. Okay, there's still mistakes to be made. What I'm going to do here, I think first is use this rule here and take that 1/4 through to both my terms. This gives m to the power of 2 times 1/4, which is m to the power of 1/2, times n to the 1/4, all over m to the negative 1/2 n to the 5/8. Okay, next I'm going to use this property here, which tells us to subtract exponents when you have them appearing in the numerator and the denominator. All right, so we have m to the power of 1/2 minus a negative 1/2. Right, I'm just doing top minus bottom. The bottom happens to be negative, that's okay. I just do top 1/2 minus the bottom, which happens to be negative 1/2. Right, you have to be pretty careful with your negatives to use this approach. And then I have n to the 1/4 minus 5/8. Okay, well, m to the 1/2 minus a minus 1/2 is m to the 1/2 plus 1/2, which is m to the 1, which is just m. Now for our n's, we need a common denominator here. We have 1/4 minus 5/8. I'm thinking of a common denominator of 8. So I'm multiplying by 2 over 2 to get that denominator. So that gives us n to the power of 2 minus 5 all over 8. Okay, so that's m n to the power of negative 3/8. That answer is perfectly fine. Right now, we want to represent all of our exponents as positive exponents. So let's bring that negative 3/8, let's bring that down to the denominator as 3/8. So that gives us m over n to the power of 3/8. There we go.